Hello, truckers. Welcome back to American Truck Simulator with Realistic Economy. Paul M. couldn't find a job. That's like the third driver overnight. Couldn't find a job. What's going on, guys? I don't know. But we do pay for fuel and repair when they get back. Not really sure what's going on. The money did go up some. Some drivers actually did complete some loads. But we're sitting in our brand new Cascadia Freightliner, and I do have a different Detroit diesel engine sound mod. I don't know if it's made that much of a difference. It's hard to tell. I won't know until I get on the road. But I mean, if it works out and then you guys like it, I'll make sure I put it in the mods link down below. I kind of forgot where we are. I think I don't know where we are, honestly. Dalehart. We're in Dalehart, Texas, and we got to get down to, what city would that actually be in? I think it actually said Abilene, did it not? Is that where we're kind of going? Abilene? I believe it is. No, wait a minute. Yeah, Abilene. That's where we're going. Let's see, at 6 o'clock, it's got to be there by 12, so I'm hoping it's not more than 6 hours away. I kind of forgot. Is this a 13 speed I'm running? Yes, it is. It is a 13 speed. 3,600 pounds, so is this your average weight? Wait, which way am I going here? I'm going, as far as I'm facing, I'm going to the left, not the right. Because every time I say, if you don't know which way you're going, you go the right way. But we gotta go to the left. Let's scooch on out of here. Is this an exit everywhere, or? No, I think it's over here. I'm not really sure if I can hear a difference, because the one thing about the mod I noticed, Cindy, is it clear? Because I can't see a darn thing over there. She said, yeah. The one thing, yeah, I don't really hear that much of a difference. I thought I did. The thing is with the mod, is it hasn't been updated for a while, but every comment in there from the previous update said that they love the sound, so I'm not hearing any difference at all, I don't think. But we'll roll with it for now anyways. I do realize that there is a in the options I can turn up the sounds of the engine and all that. I'd rather not do that too much, because when I go to edit the video, it's kind of weird. The way it sounds to me now is quiet, but when I go to edit the video, the engine sound is kind of like louder. It just doesn't have the grunt that I hear usually with it, but yeah. It's only my second trip in the Freightliner, or second day in the Freightliner. So I'm still getting used to it. So yeah, I don't really hear any difference with the mod I'm running, so just forget that I mentioned it, basically. Unless you hear a difference, but I currently don't. Let's see, what time am I going to be there? 10:30, so I got about 2 extra hours to spare. But let's joke about that when I say 2 extra hours to spare. Is that a combine on the road? I don't think I've ever seen a I mean, I've seen them being hauled, but I don't think I ever saw a combine as traffic. At least I don't remember ever seeing a combine as traffic. That was rather interesting. Oh, am I speeding through here? Apparently I am. Speed limit is only 45. I hardly hear the Jake brake, which I also think I can change the volume settings in the main options. Yeah, so I'll have to do a little bit more looking, I guess, for a mod. I didn't really get a chance to scroll through the workshop and find too many. At least I did remember it's a Detroit diesel that we have in here. I hope I'm right on that. I better double check on that later on as well. Make sure it's a Detroit diesel. Maybe the only thing the mod needs, because I did see one comment was, see if it was updated, and there was no reply comment, so maybe he just needs to... I just got to go in the XML file and probably add the version of ATS that we're on. It'll probably work. But ATS mods are a little bit different editing in the XML file, especially when it's on the workshop. You got to find out what the workshop mod number is, and then go in the file, because when you go in the mods list, it doesn't give you like, it doesn't say like Detroit diesel engine mod. It just gives you, it's like 6 or 7 numbers, or sometimes longer, and it's like, what number does that represent? Represent some mod on the workshop. Either or. Let's get this load. What am I hauling again? Oh yeah, Caterpillar. Oh yeah, I still can't get the sound use of the engine RPMs. But I'm glad there was a few comments that a few people did say, like every time they get a new truck themselves, everything seems weird. Oh, I forgot to change my seat position. Fluffernutter. Yeah, I did a lot of preparation before this recording, as you can tell. It was pretty much like, oh, I'm recording a day earlier than I normally do, just because tomorrow the day I normally record it on, I really don't have the time to get it done. So it's like, yeah, I should get this done the night before I normally record it, which is usually on a Friday, and right now it's, of course, a Thursday. So I just jumped in like, yeah, I should record this tonight, because I'm not going to have time tomorrow to do it. And there was a couple comments also about the paint job, and I should slow way down here. Who's yielding? Well, that guy didn't really... Well, maybe he did yield, but not that well. Thank you. Appreciate it. Pulled out in front of a truck, and then, almost come to complete stop. But there was a couple comments about the color of the truck. This is not... when you get a truck or you modify your truck, this is not one of the paint schemes where you can just scroll around and like, oh, I like this picture, red, green, blue. This is like a base color for Freightliner apparently. So it's definitely a here I am color. When I get to Abilene, where am I going to? I have no idea how to pronounce that. Bichtel? Bichtel? That road is closed, apparently. I wonder if that's one of those roads that we can technically go through. Maybe it's one of those secret roads. The only one I've ever really found was the one, I think it's in Phoenix, Arizona, to where you actually go through a barricade and it goes out to a racetrack. And it doesn't show the road on the GPS. And I think that was a Steam achievement. And the only reason why I knew it was there is someone told me about that. They said, oh yeah, the hidden road that you're looking for. Because I was reading comments when Arizona came out, or when that finally came out. They said, yeah, the hidden road that you're looking for. Because I think it just said hidden road. The Steam achievement was for Arizona, hidden road. And I saw where someone said it was in Phoenix. They said, just drive through the barricade. And I was like, all right. I mean, they weren't telling me personally. They were telling everyone in chat where to go for it. I don't really venture off the GPS if I can help myself anymore. But speaking of GPS, I do love the GPS in this Freightliner Cascadia. That is a nice GPS. Compared to the old small square ones we were getting. So it looks like we're going up here and we're getting on the rotary. And I'm going almost all the way around. And I'm going to guess it's a 2-lane rotary. I'd like to get away from this truck a little bit because I do have a wider trailer than the standard trailer. Wait a minute. I think I need to be over here. Yes. I don't want to miss any turns. We're not in Houston. Don't miss any turns. Yeah, this GPS here is much wider and gives you a more vast area to look at. Very nice. I don't know, do I hear a little bit more of a rumble in this engine than I did the first time? Might all be in my head. Well, that's where your hearing comes from, Peanut. It's inside your head. Or am I just imagining it, is what I need to say. $60 miles an hour. After I get this load delivered, I'll fiddle around my seat adjustments. I need to take care of that because I'm going to be in this for a while. I mean, I don't know how long, because the company's going to start making more and more money, because we do have another driver on the road, and they got one heck of a truck. And that W900. I think I'm going to Fort Worth. Well, I'm not going to Fort Worth, but I got to head that direction. I don't like these crossroads that are here because I don't see... I hope they have the stop signs. I didn't see any on my part at all. None whatsoever. Now the turn signals we can hear. So we're not really going into Abilene. Not right away anyways. So I might just try to get a load right from the same company, and we'll see. Like always, we just gotta see where the list is that we can go. Is that? I'm trying to figure what's supposed to be on the side of the road. Is that like puddles of water? Better not be snow. I mean, I got the summer mod going. That seemed kind of weird. I was getting kind of like some kind of reflection off. At first, I'm like snow, and I'm like, it can't be snow. I mean, snow can happen in Texas, but not with the summer mod turned on, I would think. They're farming over there, so yeah, no snow. I'm all over the road right now too. I'll try to stay in my lane. I mean, it did rain last night. Is that why there's puddles of water on the side of the road? This car is just going a little bit too slow. Someone did mention, because I talked about not being able to see like the front of the truck at all, and they brought up a good point. I could put like the side, the hood mirrors on there, and that'll tell me where they are. But though I never liked them. Of course, in ETS2, that's not really such a thing, because they really don't have any noses on those trucks. They're over the cab. Oh, it's even got the cop waving us on. How nice. But ever, you know, I tried. I think the first truck I got in ATS was a Peterbilt, and I put the mirrors on the hood. And after a few trips, I took them off. Yeah, I cannot get. I know I say this probably every time I get a new truck, but I can't get the sound of the RPMs. I think it took me like 3 or 4 trips with the W900, 3 or 4 days before I was getting used to it. It did say 12:30, right? Now it's kind of like closer to noon. So I got about an hour to spare. Any detours, though, I'm up the creek without a paddle. You're going to make me pull into the way station now because I feel like I'm... yeah, okay. Jake brake? Don't really hear it too well. So somewhere around 3 miles an hour you can get by. Slow on down a little bit more. I tried, didn't quite get it. Now there are cops here, so I might want to do just 15 miles an hour on the way out. Nice the game cleared all the traffic for me. And now I'm just behind it. That's all. Yeah, I gotta adjust my seat because every once in a while I gotta sit up. Whoops. Oh, don't know where the front of the truck is. It's there somewhere. Oh, we got room. We got room. So that's what I look like. Oh, you can see my lights on the truck going around as well. We don't, those are the Christmas lights that you get from last year? Last year from doing all the delivery of the presents or something like that. Was it last year or the year before? I don't usually drive third person because I'm terrible at it in ATS. I used to drive third person in ETS2 way back when. And yeah, I know, I'm trying to get there. I got 2 hours. Don't give me the music. And when ATS came out, I got the track IR, which follows my head around. So I don't have to use the mouse to look left or right. In-cab was so much better. And we are going to get the music. Seems like I got everyone and their grandmother in this lane holding us up here. I mean, they are at a stoplight up there, but why is everyone in this lane? 3 trucks at least, and we got, what, 4... I'm going to guess like 5 or 6 cars as well before we get to the light. Ooh, I'm trying out the different camera views. That would be a good one for backing up instead of me sticking my head out the window. Which one is that? Okay, the 5 key. 5 key on my keyboard will do that. That's just our loan payment, I hope. Yes, it is. Okay. Well, at least 2 trucks got through, and as long as we keep all turning right... that it? Alright, we should make the next light when it's green. But now you just gotta listen to the music for the next 44 miles. So, it all depends on what's going to occur next for spending the money. We still have one open bay in Alamosa. I don't know why I kept thinking Sacramento. So, when we get enough money, say like 160, 180, somewhere in there, we can buy another truck and get ourselves another driver. I think we're going to earn it quick enough. We're not going to be in the Freightliner long enough, so I'm not going to swap out the Freightliner and do what we just did with the W900. So now we're just saving up money to, I think, to get ourselves another truck and hire another driver. And then we're out of bays once again. And I do believe all the garages, except for the one in Salt Lake City, which is our starter garage, can be upgraded. Now I'm not going to upgrade the one in Salt Lake City just because it's the same price as buying a three-truck garage. And by upgrading the one in Salt Lake, I'm already taking up one spot. So I'm basically only going to get 2 spots by upgrading that. So I'd rather just take that money and buy a small garage. Technically, the one in Salt Lake City is a tiny garage. Honestly, though, when you're 2 hours out from the delivery, when they expect it, I do like the music, but not for making videos. So I do have it turned down quite a bit, just so that we all know that I got less than 2 hours to actually get there. But it's not in your face music, at least. But in some ways, it's almost like the game's telling you need to hurry up, but you shouldn't be exceeding the speed limit by too much. I'm unfamiliar with this this company I'm delivering to. Is it going to be like this side of the road drop off? Because it is an asphalt paver, is it not? So I'm guessing I'm not going to be able to get a job from here. We may have to do some free driving, which is fine. Okay, it's one. I've been in trouble with these this drop off before. Not this particular one, but okay, the same situation. And they got me going through a red light when I was backing up into it or something like that. The part that's going to suck is I'm going to get like cars behind me. So I need to turn around 180 degrees and back it in. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to pull off to the right over here once we get through the stoplight. I'm going to let all the traffic go, and then I'm going to whip us around. And I'm hoping there's no invisible barrier between those barrels and the porta potty. The outhouse, whatever you want to call it. Hopefully there's no invisible barrier over here. Are they stopping? Alright. There is something here I could possibly take. Maybe. That load right there. Don't hit an invisible wall here. Okay. That's right. I do remember now about this. I do love the view I get. No, I'm not using the 5 key. I'm just sticking my head out the window. We're going to call that good. drop it off. I don't think there's actually, I mean, there's a, like I said, there's something right there, but I don't think there's a, at least I don't see one right away. I don't see an area where I can go pick up a job. Let's go ahead and continue. Before we pick a job, though, I'm going to go ahead and adjust my seat. So, excuse me for a moment. Alright, I got my seat adjusted. I'm looking at jobs, and I clicked on Abilene, and there's actually 2 jobs right here. One is going up to Kansas, and let's see, what's today? Today's Thursday. That needs to be there Friday. That should be doable. But I think I'm going to go ahead and take this one right here. Wait, how many? This should take me 4 hours to get there, and I got 5.5 hours left on the clock. And I think I'm parked right next to it. So I'm going to set GPS to that. But I'm not sure where I got to check in. Oh, right there. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Well, it does now. I'm in here. So yeah, adjusted the seat. It's kind of to my... it's like anything. I want to get used to it. But now I can see up over the steering wheel, which is nice. No, don't hit my truck. You hit my truck. But that's fine, because usually when that happens, I usually end up paying for it. Alright, job market, and we want the short one, please, to Chickasha, Oklahoma. And that is, should be, and this should be right where the Kingpin needs to go. There we go. It's those wider lows that can, you know, throw me off a little bit. Oh, so I just need to go straight ahead. Are we attached now? We are. Oh yes, now I can see over the steering wheel, so I can see what the speed limit needs to be, which is 75. The mirror is kind of like at the corner of my eye, so I don't really have to turn my head too much. Alright, now I feel a little bit better about it. So yeah, we're going to get there at 3:30, which is fine. We just got to get there by 5, because that's our quitting time. But it needs to be there. It doesn't need to be there until 8 o'clock tonight. So, but yeah, quitting time is at 5. Actually, I might be able to lower the seat just one more notch on the settings. But this is a lot better than it was. And so hopefully I'll have a little bit more time before I record next episode to kind of listen to the engine sound a little bit. I mean, not many said last episode that it wasn't loud enough or whatever. I think there's only 2 comments about the engine sound. This load does not feel like it weighs a whole lot. Oh, but it is 42,000. Okay. A little bit above normal. I consider normal like, you know, 30, 35. It looks like we're going to the right once we get up here. So, yeah, I don't feel like I'm not peeking over the steering wheel anymore to see what the speed limit is. So I'm still looking at the GPS more often than not to see what the speed limit is where I am. It's actually on the main information center. overall, the Freightliner Cascadia, when it came out, yeah, I didn't look that up either, but it was like 6 or 9 months ago, maybe, well, whenever it came out, I was like, yeah, I can't, I'm looking forward to driving that at some point. I mean, I may have driven one at the beginning of the series because it wasn't long that we bought the Volvo VNL and we rode that around, and then we finally got enough money to buy a garage. Or no, we didn't do that. I just went ahead and hired a driver to drive our own truck out of Salt Lake City, and I went working for other people, so we at least had 2 drivers on the road. And I was driving a whole bunch of different type of trucks. So I'm pretty sure I drove a Freightliner at some point. The issue with doing that is I was driving it for one day or however long the load was. So I was never really getting used to it. And as you know, as you drive a truck more and more, you can almost blindfold yourself. And just by listening to the engine, you can tell what the truck is doing, what it needs, when to shift, almost what speed you're doing. Actually, I was just looking at my information center, and I don't see... sorry, I'm having a hard time picking out which one the fuel is, if it's on there. I got my information bar at the bottom to tell me the fuel, but I was looking on the dash for itself. I see my current miles per gallon. Water temp. That, oh, I see the fuel. Never mind. I see it. Bottom left. The last thing I was looking at on the whole information panel. Bottom left's my fuel. We're going at a decent pace, and then you slow it on down. So, we're going into Oklahoma, but it's not the Oklahoma that will be released whenever it gets released. We're going to be going on the coast-to-coast map. Oh, and there was a slight issue with the download page for the coast-to-coast map last week, but that was resolved. So if you were trying to download it last week and it said the file was not found, that problem has been solved. Didn't take too long for Mantrid to get on the ball on that and re-upload it. No, wait, I was in the correct lane, I suppose. I was looking for traffic on the other side of the barrier, which is exactly not what I needed to do. And I almost missed my turn onto here. Luckily, there was no one on the inside lane, so we were good to go. So think about, this is our second day in the Freightliner, and we're getting adjusted here. first day was getting just used to it, everything as it was. Now I'm much happier with my seat position. Now I'm just going to work on the engine sounds here. So it looks like we're just about ready to go on the coast-to-coast map, I think. I'm hoping I don't fall through the map. All right, I think we're okay. I'm not quite sure if I have the latest version of Coast to Coast or not. So I was hoping the roads lined up and I just didn't fall on through. Because I've done that before. Not on the Coast to Coast map. I did that in Euro Truck when I was running Pro Mods. And no, it's not videos I have on the channel. I don't have any videos. At least I don't have any videos of me in Euro Truck. Mentioned before, I really haven't been in Euro Truck since ATS came out, except for a few times when we needed to do some like Christmas jobs to get whatever they were giving away as free gifts. And it used to be you had to do like 10 deliveries in ATS, 10 deliveries in ETS2. But now it seems like it's just either or. So when Oklahoma does come out, it's not going to look like this, I don't think. I assume it's going to be a little bit more detailed. You can see the road signs are kind of way off as well. My guess is he just lined it up with the Texas map when it came out. And there were some comments, why don't they, work on Oklahoma and Kansas and so on? Why would they work on it when SCS is coming out with those states? I think they're pretty much, when they're working on the coast-to-coast map, as we've seen throughout this series, the southern part of the country is done over rather well. I think they're just migrating slowly northern instead of coming west and over. We're only 13 miles out, so I'm guessing my exit's going to be coming up here soon. Probably the city that we see in the horizon. I don't know, every once in a while I feel like the mod I installed may have added some noise to the engine, but overall I'm not quite sure. So apparently I haven't been here before. I didn't even see where I'm delivering it to. There's a fuel station right there. I do see some bed symbols up ahead as well, so looks like we'll be coming back this way. We're going to Caterpillar. So we can top off with diesel fuel, and then around the corner might be a hotel that we're sleeping at. Or motel. I think it's motel parking lots. But we'll be pulling out that bed. Ruler of the Road, Cascadia. At least I remember to look at that sign. Oh, I didn't. No, I kind of forgot the sign was there. I was looking back to see how the bed folds down. Alright, Caterpillar is what we're looking for. Looks like a decent amount of companies here we can work for, so finding a load in the morning may not be too difficult. Oh, it's this parking area. Oh, I'm parking it there. Oh, I got the easier parking job. It's not the one in the corner. We all know the one in the corner over there by that building. This is going to be a little bit easier to back into. Okay. Alright, I'm not going to look at the front. And hopefully I don't hit the building. And I turned it way too tight. But they're going to accept that? I'm not going to. Look at that. The color of the doors almost matches the color of the truck. How about that? There's going to be more in there. Square it up. I'm not square, but the trailer will be. Pop that neutral. Park and brake. Turn off the engine and decouple. And we're almost at level 36. Which I believe will be the last level I need to unlock my last skill. And we'll go from 30% fuel saved up to 35% fuel saved, and then we'll have everything unlocked. Let's go ahead, and I already know kind of where we need to go. Boy, they really put that building up against the road, didn't they? And to the left, we'll fuel on up. How much for fuel in Oklahoma? We do run a mod that does current fuel prices for each state. $3.79, that's not too bad. But in no time, we'll be able to save ourselves an extra 5% in fuel. Which in the long run will save us a decent amount of money. Well, Cindy, we're not going to really have much to look at for scenery wherever we're sleeping over here. But since we're getting done mid-afternoon, we'll have time to walk around town. Yeah, exercise is good. We've been sitting in the truck all day long. Almost missed a corner. And there is good. Yep, this is where we will rest. So yeah, just in case you missed it, where we are in Oklahoma. Almost in Oklahoma City. That's where we are. Of course, Texas. You can see, though, on the coast-to-coast map, they have done some work in Kansas. Oklahoma and Texas used to be done over quite rather well. But you can see they're kind of focusing, when I was talking about the coast-to-coast map, the whole southern part, southeastern part. And they've been working their way north, especially up the East Coast. Because, let's face it, it's going to take them a couple years, I think, to get over here So why not do the coast to coast map? Why spend a lot of time to do all this over here when I would say the most people who are in ATS, like myself, are going to buy the DLCs as they come out one by one. It can be a little bit overwhelming though when you just get into the game and you see each state. The price can get up there, but every, let's just say 2 maps or 2 states a year, depending. I think most of the time it's anywhere from like $5 to $15, depending on the size of the state. Texas was rather big. I don't remember how much it was, but anywho, yeah, they're gonna be working on this part up here for darn sure. But yeah, that's where we are in Oklahoma. We'll see where we wake up in the morning and what we got for loads, like always. And who knows where we're gonna go from here. But anyways, that's gonna do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in American Truck Simulator with Realistic Economy. But until then, it's a decent horn. Have a good one.